Hello everyone. The purpose of this digital story is to explain who the most influential artists were during the Italian Renaissance. During this digital story you will learn about Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Donatello. The Italian Renaissance started around the mid-1300s and ended in the 1500s. Scholars describe it as a rebirth, a new modern way of thinking compared to how life in Italy was before. We start off with Donatello. He is born in 1386 and became a very important figure to Florence, Italy. He is known for his incredible skill in sculpture, David being his most famous sculpture to date. Donatello had a large influence on the coming generation of artists. His technique in low relief art was considered amazing. You can see it in this piece Madonna and Child or Virgin and Child. Looking at this work The Young Christ and John the Baptist by Settignano, you can see the influence. Not only in the technique but also with how they depict these religious figures. There was a new trend that can be attributed to Donatello, which is making religious work more relatable. They make these iconographic figures feel more like humans. Moving on to the next artist, we will be discussing Leonardo da Vinci, the most famous of this group. Most likely you will have definitely seen his painting Mona Lisa or maybe his sketch of the Vitruvian Man. During Leonardo da Vinci's time in the Renaissance he influenced many artists. He wanted to create a sense of realism in his work. You see this in his portrait in Lady with an Ermine. He did many sketches from life to create his works. This sketch being named Head of Leda. He was also known for his use of chiaroscuro, some saying he's the one who developed it. It's an Italian term that roughly means dramatic lighting. Strong light and shadows. It's used here in the Mona Lisa. Many other artists learned from and learned how to use chiaroscuro even more dramatically. Caravaggio is one of these artists. You can see it his painting The Calling of St. Matthew. Lastly, I will talk about Michelangelo's influence on the Renaissance. Michelangelo was known for his sculptures and paintings, most notably his sculpture of David. Michelangelo also was known for his work on the Sistine Chapel. He worked on this for 5 years. He, like Leonardo da Vinci, was also interested in the human natural form, making someone look like a real person. You can see in his study, Seated Male Nude, for the Sistine Chapel. Many artists looked up to Michelangelo and also wanted to outdo him. Bernini's David is an example of this. He was attempting to make a more dramatic David. Another example of someone being influenced and wanting to outdo Michelangelo is Raphael. In this painting The Transport of Christ to the Tomb you can see how Raphael paints the human form. In summary, you now know the reasons why Donatello, Leonardo, and Michelangelo were influential to the Renaissance, as well as why they are important.